escape artists. Good morning, girls. Good morning and welcome back to the 5th garden tour of the spring and summer season. I'm so excited because it's actually been a whole month since I've done a garden tour. I'd like to say that a lot has changed, but I don't know if really it's changed so much as everything has just truly filled in finally. So I'm very excited to walk you guys and show you around what's been happening. I haven't been making as many garden tours and videos because there are basically 2 settings in the garden right now with the weather. It's either super hot or I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. And that's just kind of how it is down here in the south, where it's super moist and humid, and that's just how it is. So I'm out here pretty early, probably gonna be battling some definite mosquitoes. So if you see me swatting at myself, that's why. So just bear with me as I walk you guys around, and I hope you enjoy it. All right. Morning is one of my favorite times to be in the garden because it's just so beautiful as the light starts shining in. Everything's vibrant looking. Hadn't been beaten down by the heat of the day yet. But so we'll start with some of my herb beds, which have been filling in quite nicely. I haven't been having as many monarchs, so my milkweed has gotten huge. Like, this is just one plant. And then I have all my beautiful zinnias. Aren't these so pretty? Oh, I just love zinnias. And then the anise hyssop is still looking beautiful as ever. Here's another milkweed. Bachelor button, some Echinacea coming in, some more Echinacea coming in, some chives, some strawberry plants. And this is bee balm, lemon bee balm, which is finally flowering. How pretty are these? I love them. So good for your respiratory health. They've also been called bergamot because it kind of smells like bergamot orange. I've also heard it called Oswego tea because the Indians used to drink it. It's good for respiratory health. It's good for so many things. Really beautiful herb. I'm probably gonna be getting some of this today to dry so that I can use it for tinctures or teas. Really beautiful. Looks really pretty in this morning sun as well. Some sage, and the marigolds are just kind of taking over. And I don't know if you remember from my last garden tour, but I had some butternut squashes here which kind of met their end of life and are gone. So this half of the trellis is empty, and we have my scarlet runner beans, which I don't know if I should be disappointed in my scarlet runner beans or happy. On the one hand, they have not given me any beans, and you can see they are flowering, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but they have brought hummingbirds in. I've seen a lot of hummingbirds flying to these red flowers, and I haven't had very many hummingbirds in my garden yet so far, and that's been something I'm working on trying to attract, so it's been good for that. But I'm not getting any beans, so I have tons of trellises filled with these scarlet runner beans and not getting anything. So I'm getting plenty of other beans, so I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe eventually all these flowers will turn into beans. Then we have, ooh, beautiful butterfly on the scarlet runner. Butterflies like them too. Some more Anise hyssop, trailing rosemary, some lavender back there, some beautiful cone flowers getting nice and big, or Echinacea, another wonderful herb. I can't wait. So this is probably in its first year right now. We're getting close to its second year, but I want to wait till it gets nice and full before I start trying to harvest any of the roots. You should wait till probably your second year before you start trying to use the roots and let it develop, because Echinacea is a clustering kind of perennial. So it's really best if you can let the Echinacea get really established before you start trying to mess and divide with any of the roots. So I'm getting close to the 2-year mark with this particular Echinacea plant, so I'm very excited to be making some tinctures for that. It's really, really good for the cold and flu season and helping your immune system, so very pumped about that. We have some milkweed in the back, regular hyssop, oregano, and more strawberries. I think this is regular bee balm, where the other one was lemon, and this should put off red flowers that are similar, but it has not flowered yet. It didn't flower last year. I'm waiting. Like, this is getting big, so maybe this will be my year. But then we have Fennel, which is finally flowering. I've been waiting forever for it to flower because I really want to get some of these fennel seeds, because fennel is actually, the seeds are very, very good for upset stomach and digestion issues. So I want to be able to make some fennel tea, and I can also use the seeds to replant the fennel bulbs for next year. So I'm very excited that this is flowering, and look how tall it is. Like, it's like way taller than me. It's huge, but it's really pretty, and the bees love it right now. So hi, Oliver. That's a good boy. That's a very good boy. Some nasturtiums hiding in here, looking a little beat up. Some more zinnias. I know, you're such a good boy. Some aloe, some calendula, but most of my calendula died, which is okay. Oh, here's a little friend. Hi. So as we come to the actual first garden bed that's not used for herbs or flowers to attract bees and butterflies, we have my okra, which these blossoms, this one's not fully open, but they're so pretty. They're related to hibiscus, so they look very much like hibiscus flowers. And I'm just now getting where my okra is kicking off. I don't remember the variety. I want to say this might be Clemson Spineless. And then I have a red variety, which this one's not quite ready yet, but that's Jing Orange. And so those are the two varieties that I'm growing this year. So the thing about okra is you have to watch it like a hawk, because if you don't, it grows so fast. Like, it can go from not looking like it's ready to be picked yet to it's probably on the tougher side if you don't get to it right away. So this is a Jing Orange that was not looking like it was ready to be harvested yesterday, but is definitely kind of on the larger, getting on the larger side today. So that's okay. I got a little sunflower growing in the back there. It's not big yet. Most of my sunflowers have already come and gone. So sunflowers, you kind of have to reseed if you want to keep them going. I love that it's finally okra season. Make sure I'm not missing any. I don't think I am. You may recall that I had a cucumber here, but I replaced it with this mandevilla because I'm really trying. And then I got a new hummingbird feeder to attract hummingbirds, like I mentioned earlier. And then we have my purple beans. I really need to remember the name of these. I always forget what these are called, but I need to get pretty much all of them. Some of these are almost been here for a minute and they're looking like they're about to dry out, so maybe I'll leave that one actually to dry out. But the rest I need to get. And before I harvest those, I've been getting these red Chinese noodle beans, which for some reason there's always ants on them, but these have been really, really cool. And then all these scarlet runners, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm not getting anything on, but have these beautiful red flowers. I love the trellises. It's been one of the best things I could have done for my garden. Wish I had done it sooner. It has really maximized the amount of food that I can grow in a small space, which has been really awesome. So I can grow more things that continue to produce more like vining things versus bush varieties of things. So I've really been able to get so much more food this year than I have been able to get in years past. So that's really, really awesome. All right, so since I'm over here, I'll just do this side. Most of my tomatoes have pretty much already come off. I mean, I have a few that are on there, but for the most part, they have already been harvested. And this batch all around the garden shed, I will probably take out and probably try to do one more round of tomatoes because I live in Florida. It stays pretty warm here up and, you know, even through December sometimes can be fairly warm. So I'm probably going to try to get another round of tomatoes at least on this trellis, and some more flowers and herbs maybe, but I haven't seen any more flowers looking like anything is going to be coming. It's probably too hot right now for it to set, really. You know, they probably would fall and the flowers drop when it gets too hot. Plus they're starting to look kind of sick, so these will all come out. So these tomatoes over here have mostly been harvested, but it looks like I'm still getting some that are setting and some flowers. This is the Black Beauty tomato. And if you want to see me harvest pretty much all the tomatoes, I have already done a full tomato harvest video. You can find that on my YouTube and I can link it down below as well. But so I still have a few, but most of my tomatoes have already been harvested. And they still look pretty healthy. I'm wondering if I can get them in as early as I did this year, if I should just let more suckers, give them a little bit more space and just let them kind of be more ruly and grow more wild up the trellis, versus being so pruned as I did this year, because it's like as soon as I just still have so much more time, and it seems like I probably don't get any more flowers that are gonna, you know, set or hold anything. But if I had them all already, I would still be getting tomatoes and they still look pretty healthy and not that sick. So I don't know. This year's been drastically different than it was last year, where last year I got my tomatoes in too late and they were pretty much sick the whole time. So I don't know. We'll play it by ear come next year. But for now, I'm gonna let these tomatoes sit and stay, and hopefully they will put off some more while these other ones I'll get started with a whole new set. So we'll see. So at this point, because I want them to see, I want to see if they will grow any more tomatoes, I have kind of just been letting them go. I did try to top them, but they keep, here's one down here, Costulita Genovese, but they're looking a little wild, but I'm not really seeing many flowers, so I don't know if I will really get anything else. But I have a few tomatoes that I'm at least waiting for before I make my decision of what I will be doing with this, but I'm hoping it'll stay. I am seeing flowers over here on my cherry tomatoes. This is the blue gold berries. So these are always so pretty. I love these. So these will probably stay for a while. And then we have a bunch of zinnias and flowers. I have some carrots over there that are probably ready as well. My lemon basil, which smells, I love lemon scented anything, but this stuff smells so good and it's about to flower. You could just pinch that back to keep it from flowering. There's several places down the stem that you could pinch it back. A lot of my onions are probably about ready. They didn't get as big, but I got them in the ground late, so I'm not surprised by that. Some more basil. Look at this color zinnia. Isn't that pretty? That is gorgeous. And more tomatoes that don't really have much on them. The butterflies are out in full force now. So on the back side of the tomatoes, I have more onions and basil. My lemon balm is finally starting to take off. This is such a good herb for your nervous system and helping you relax. It's very uplifting and it's beautiful and it smells so good. Like I mentioned earlier, I just love the way lemon anything smells. And some peppermint and lemongrass, milkweed and chives. A little garden fox chewing on something. So this has been really cool. I planted several pansies in this strawberry planter and they all turned out to be different colors. Oh, I wish more of them were blooming right now. But there's like yellow and purple and garnet. And it's been really cool to see them all kind of wild and different colors from this planter. So then we have this bed, and my zinnias here are looking a little diseased, and they also won't stand up. So I'm not sure. I use these little biodegradable grow bags this year, and I'm not sure if it's having issues standing up because see, all of them are kind of falling over. I hope it's growing a good enough root system. I don't know. I may try not using the grow bags next year and seeing how they do, but here's another little zinnia. I love the little purple ones. And I don't know if you remember, but I cut these bush beans back. I was trying out a new method where instead of growing a new set, I cut them back and tried to see how they would do. So if you don't remember, bush beans are kind of like give you a bumper crop. You can grow them once and they'll give you a bumper crop and then they kind of reach the end of their life. But I had read online that people have cut them back pretty much and it kind of simulated new growth, and then they could grow back and you could do that several times instead of starting new seeds and resowing a new set of bush beans. So I figured mine had already kind of reached the end of their life and had their bumper crop, and so I had nothing to lose by cutting them back if I was going to have to resow new seeds for them anyway. So I tried that. They were very bare, and now they've all come back to life and are setting new flowers and new beans. They don't look as healthy as they did when I initially sowed them, but it's not bad either. So I don't know how often, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind whether I like it like this versus sowing a new set or not. It could just be because of how hot it is. I don't know. So anyways, but it is working very well. So you can see I got some beans. See, the beans aren't as big as they were initially, but that would be my only holdup, is that just the beans don't seem as big and as healthy as they were initially, but we definitely got a bunch of flowers. So we'll see. Then we have my Bachelor's button, which is looking a little scraggly. I went like 1 week without picking them, and the thing about a lot of flowers, if you don't stay picking them, they kind of think they've come to the end of their life. They've gone to seed. So I try to even pick off some of these dead seed pods so that I'm trying to continue it, like get it to keep growing. So I've reached my peppers, which I got an initial bump of peppers and then it took a little while. It had to re-blossom and grow, but this is my jalapenos. We're finally getting a new set. And that's a jalapeno right there as well. Then we have my Hungarian Hot Wax Peppers, which I'm just gonna get all of these, well, not all of them, but all the bigger ones. Encourage it to continue flowering, which will be good. So this is also a Hungarian Hot Wax. So they're really pretty. And they're kind of like, I like to pickle them and make like pepperoncinis type of pickles, slices. Those are really good. You're always following me around when I'm in the garden, aren't you? Yes. And hot wax. And then these are just the sweet banana peppers. Look how pretty these are. They're much, kind of like a lighter color. Like this is a Hungarian hot wax and this is the sweet banana pepper. So I haven't had any of the banana peppers yet, so this is my first little sweet banana pepper harvest that I've had so far, which is really nice. Got a lot I can pickle there at. That looks good. So in this bed, I am trying to succession sow some squash. I'm gonna leave kind of this space open to do another one a little bit later. All of my squash pretty much died from powdery mildew, and this zinnia looks pretty sick as well, doesn't that? Look at that. It's very diseased and also won't stay up. I'm just like, really? Do your zinnias fall over? Have you grown zinnias? Is it because that I grew in a grow bag, or is that just, I don't remember them doing this last year. I think they did it a little bit, but not quite as bad. So trying really hard to get some, wow, these look really pretty. These are healthy for sure. Some squash. And then these are some little border dahlias. Hi, friend. So over here, we have my cucamelons, which I've already had some, and then I really struggle with vine borers and things that eat, you know, cucumbers and squashes. So I had part of this look a little sick, but it seems to still be living, so hopefully. And then this is a Loofa Vine. They're all kind of intermingling at this point. And see, this is a melon. I want to say it was Kajari melon, but I don't remember for certain. And then see this, I can't even get to it, but let's see. This is slicing cucumber, but I'm pretty sure it's been eaten. Yep. See, this is how all of my cucumbers seem to be going and how my squash went. It's so frustrating. And then just they bore in and then eat the fruit. Wow, look at these butterflies though. Also, I greatly apologize if you can hear the lawn mower or weed eater in the distance. Neighbors, what can you do? So just hopefully it isn't too bad. So on the other side of this trellis, I have a lemon cucumber, which I just got, which doesn't look like there are any holes on this. So this one might be in the clear. I think because it was sitting on the ground, it kind of made it a little bit further. Oh, it's my first eggplant blossom. So over here we have some more peppers right behind the eggplant. These are my violet sparkle. I've only gotten maybe 2 from these so far, but it looks like we have a bunch of little ones coming soon, so that's exciting. And these are my Cubanelle peppers, and they were delicious. See some more coming on those as well. They get pretty big. And then these are my Corbaci peppers, which are so cool. I really love these. They kind of turn red, but you can eat them green as well, just like most peppers. So the fun thing about growing peppers for me is that I haven't liked peppers for a long time, so I haven't really found any. I don't like bell peppers, I should say. So I've been trying to experiment and growing a bunch of different pepper varieties, hoping that I can find some peppers that I like, and especially because it's so hot here in Florida, they do and grow so well. It's like a shame to not like peppers and be growing them. So really love all the varieties that I have grown so far. Really good and work well with me, so that's awesome. It's about ready. This is my habanada peppers. They're little sweet peppers. They turn a pretty orange, so they're not ready yet, but look at those. Aren't those so cute? Little sweet peppers. I wonder if those would be good pickled too. I've never grown these before. Like, I've never grown a lot of these peppers before, so that's really cool. Are you trying to make your garden video debut too? Oh, that's a sweet girl. That's a sweet girl. I'll put this up. All right, I believe that's all for this garden tour, all that I have gotten today. So I'm going to be going out of town for a family vacation. We will be isolating. COVID is very bad here in Florida, so it's going to be just a small little cabin with just my parents and my boyfriend and I. But I think once I get back, I'm going to start a new round of plants for maybe some of the more tomatoes that I was talking about, some more squash, and some more stuff to put on where the butternut squash was, maybe more butternut, and get a new round of that going, since it'll be like mid-July and I'll have a little bit more time before the fall starts. So for me, I kind of have two separate growing seasons, since I can grow year-round here. I have my spring and summer crops, and then I have my fall and winter crops. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more spring and summer crops while I can before I start my fall and winter crops. So this would probably be the time of year where I kind of slow down and relax a little bit more and kind of just let the garden do its thing, because it's just so hot and the mosquitoes are so prevalent. But it's still looking really beautiful and still doing really good, and there's still a pretty good bit to harvest, so that's been really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It feels really good to be doing another garden tour when I haven't done one for a little while. I hope you all are doing well and still staying safe wherever you are, and I will see you next time.